What's up, everybody? Steven, Hot Rods and Guns. We are in Huntington Beach, California at Rifle Supply. New gun shop just opened over here. A sweet 65 Mustang outside. Let's go in and check it out. Well there.
Hey Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you? What's up, big?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Just wanted to come in and check you guys out. How long you guys been open now?
We've been open selling guns for about 8 weeks. Second week of October, we officially started selling guns. Before that, we were selling parts out of this location for about a year. Online sales for about 3 or 4 years now. So
cool, excellent.
Browse around.
Yeah.
Free.
Pistols, ARs.
Pistols, ARs, anything that's now California compliant, we're able to sell. And any kind of custom builds, Cerakoting, anything of that nature, we're able to help any of our customers out.
Nice. I know you guys are saying a lot of people like that one on top there. What's that?
Yeah, this is the new California Patriot button. Basically, it skirts the new assault weapons regulation. So, grab a magazine real quick.
Okie doke.
So, kind of get a little better feel and a little better idea for anybody that's on a live feed and be able to check it out. So, the new California law is you have to break the action to be able to reload your magazines on an AR-15 platform, anything with a detachable magazine. So, in order to, we have clear chamber, anybody can see, no magazine in it.
Yep.
We have inert rounds in the magazine. So, we can insert the magazine, load up, and we eject the round out.
Yep.
So if we're loading up, so now we need to unload this firearm, right? So to be able to unload the firearm, you have to take down the rear takedown pin, break the action in half, then drop the magazine. Slap the upper in half, push down your rear takedown pin. Better make sure the chamber's clear, you can lock the bolt open.
Nice.
So that's one of the new California compliant rifles that is available through here.
That doesn't seem that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I have found, me personally, with the old style bullet button, the new style bullet button, one thing I did find that I do like about this a lot is I'm not looking for a little tool or some kind of little button or piece of ammo to be able to find, to be able to release the magazine. I have all the tools I needed right in hand to be able to release it. So it makes something a little easier for that market.
To me around. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It doesn't seem that, I know everybody's freaking out about not having a bullet button anymore and having to break it apart, but it doesn't seem like that big a deal. You were saying something about, if possible, double feeding or something.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I've had that, from my personal experience of something like this, of there could be a possibility of, you know, a double feed. So how are you going to strip it out? In all honesty, until we get into that situation, that's one of my concerns as well.
Right.
One of the other concerns that we've had is if someone happens to load up 10 rounds, shoot 7 of them. Now they're breaking the action apart of a loaded firearm. Mm-hmm. So that's something that could inherently be, you know, a good possibility and something that could potentially happen. So that's something that it does bring to my concern, but until I actually have personally shot with a firearm like that, it's hard for me to determine at that point. But the big selling point for me right now is there is no tool to be able to take down the firearm. So, you know, it's less things that I have to carry, find, you know, and try to reload the firearm. So
okay, I'll let you go, Pam, and I'll cruise around and check out some stuff. You want?
Sounds good.
Sorry. Excuse me.
He's in the back. You want to cruise back there?
What's most popular handgun you guys sell?
Most popular right now at this time is either the Glock 17 or the Glock 19. So if you check them out, grab a little pad. So a lot of people are doing like the 80% Glock builds, things like that. So they're actually taking a firearm and it's basically on the Glock 17 platform. So you can see this blades here.
Yep.
So that'd be the Glock 17. It's one of the first Glocks that were made. Hence the 17 for the 17 round capability, no longer available in California.
Okay.
Second most popular one is the Glock 19. It's basically the same exact platform as the 17, just a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And those right now at this time period, both 9mm. At this time period, they're basically the most popular guns right now. Followed by the M&P Shield, which is another great gun. The XD line that we carry as well.
Yeah, I have an MP Shield.
Yeah,
I like it.
both great guns.
I took Randy shooting for the first time and had him shoot that, and then right after we made him shoot my Draco pistol. So it was an experience. We had him shoot the 22 and then the M&P, and then I made him shoot the Draco. He's like, that is fucking scary. A little scary. But yeah, what's up with the Glock 34 with the top there?
So the Glock 34 is what I personally like out of the Glock line for 9mm. So when I actually do some of the training and stuff like that I do, I like the 34. Reason being, there is a slight price difference.
A little bit more, huh?
A little bit more, but for the price point and the added features, you actually get a lot to it. So you show that it is clear.
Yep.
So with the Glock 34, obviously you can see versus the 17, which I can pull out the 17 again. So you can actually see that the slide is a little bit longer. The frame's actually the same length, same fill, everything else. So with the 34, you have a compensated slide, which actually lightens the slide a little bit more reliability for the longer slide, so it makes up for the weight. You actually have adjustable target sights on the rear. They're almost like a combat style cutout. With the 34, you actually have extended slide release,
Okay, nice.
an extended mag release, and it actually has a little bit lighter trigger. So, the trigger has been modified slightly. The disconnector in it is actually lower than the 17. So as announced from the factory, the 17 is around a 5.5 pound trigger, or 6.5. 34 is about a pound lighter.
Yeah, I always thought that these seems like such a pain in the ass to get the magazine off sometimes. It's kind of nice to have an extended one.
Yeah, it is kind of nice to have an extended one. It actually helps with the feel, and you don't have to rotate your hand as far to be able to rotate it. So, like for me, I have pretty fat, thick hands. So for me to actually rotate a little bit and actually be able to get it without rotating as much is actually really nice.
Right.
Hence one of the reasons why I love the 34 and the Glock line as much as I do.
Yeah. No, it's pretty nice. Feels a little different in your hand a little bit almost too, huh?
A little bit. You get a little bit more weight in the front, which actually help out with muzzle flip. But the 17 is also a great gun. I just for the price point, I think the 34, in my opinion, is a little bit better gun for the price point.
Right. Yeah.
And I personally carry one, use it, and I've never had an issue with it. So I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah. Interesting how the serial numbers under there too.
Yeah, so the Glock lineup, they actually have 3 serial numbers located on the 3 major components. You actually have one on the slide, one on the barrel, and one on the frame.
Interesting.
Most manufacturers don't do that. They usually just put one somewhere located on the frame or this. So,
what about the lunatic who wants a Desert Eagle?
Lunatic that wants a Desert Eagle, and we're more than willing to help them out. I'm sure that it's one of those staple guns that everybody has to have in their collection.
Yeah. It's gotta be
by all means.
black. I mean, I guess if you're gonna get it, you get the zebra gold one, maybe.
Hey, zebra gold, or you can cut it, paint it in any color you want. But it's also one of those guns that everybody laughs about, but everybody also wants.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, do I want one in my collection? Absolutely. Why? Just because.
Just because you can.
And
it's like that stupid Draco pistol I have. Is there a use for it? Fuck no, there's not a use for it.
Absolutely not. But guess what? The cool factor is definitely there.
Exactly. This thing is fucking heavy.
It's also.
Would you want to shoot this with one hand, right?
Yeah. Offhand, one-handed, upside down, just pulling the trigger with your pinky. All good.
Man, one of my favorite YouTube videos are the girls hitting themselves in the face with them.
Yeah. Always good laugh, but at the same time, I feel really bad because know for a fact they know better.
They're like, "Hey, shoot this little 22; it'll be fine."
Yeah.
Man, I think.
And I have as much as it is fun to laugh about it, I do have a hard time with it because it's like, all right, that is just so.
I know.
Brutal and mean. So.
I know it's fucked up, but
it really is. And you know what? In all honesty, we still have some people come in that want these little guns for their significant other. And
yeah.
It's great, but I always tell them, you know what? Go with something a little bit bigger just because of that manageable recoil.
Yeah.
So
if somebody comes in here for their first gun, what do you try to steer them towards?
I usually try to steal them. In all honesty, if they come for the first time, I always give the same piece of information. And everybody goes, oh, it's my first gun, what do I want? And I usually break it to them as, what is your primary purpose of the gun? Is it for self-defense? Is it for target practice? Is it, something you just want to have to just feel safe?
Right.
And then ask them, my personal preference, and if they say self-defense, I always go for a shotgun. It's reliable, you don't need the practice, you have a bigger shot pattern.
Yep.
You have the hydrostatic shock that it creates in the body is far superior than the pistol.
What if they say they have to have a pistol?
They have to have a pistol. My best piece of advice is ask them, have you even shot a pistol? Have you ever handled one? Most of the time, 90% of people are going to say, you know what, I kind of shot one gun that, was my
Once upon a
friend's.
time, yeah.
So what I usually try to tell them is, give them a couple options as far as the Glock, a Springfield, the XD, something in the price range or price budget.
Yep.
And I usually say, you know what, by all means, please do not buy a gun right off the bat. Go to pick this gun, this gun, and this gun. Go to a
Shoot
local
'em.
range, rent it, shoot it, and then come back here and let's work on a good deal for you. And usually that keeps customers happy, and they're not stuck with something that they don't necessarily like or love to shoot. I'd rather have a customer that comes in, loves what they shoot, and come back and buy another one,
Yeah.
rather than just have that one customer and sell them that one gun that they're not happy with.
Yeah. A gentleman on here, Wayne, says to give him some information about a 1911.
1911. What kind of information? It's kind of hard to say because it's such a big question of information about 1911.
Is that the only 1911 you have? Is the
we have a Rock Island and we actually have a Springfield.
Okay.
We had a couple other ones that came in. We had a 9mm stainless Springfield we've had twice, and both times we've been able to sell it before we even hit the showroom.
That's a decent price on a Springfield, I think,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's a Springfield GI. It's actually a really nice gun.
Yeah,
It's,
that's a nice one.
more your traditional 1911. Your 1911s could price range, depending on manufacturer, anywhere between the $400 to $500 range up to the tens of thousands of dollars. So,
Right. You want Jesse James to build you one, right?
yeah. And you know what? If I had the money, I would love to have a Jesse James gun
So
because
would I.
they are absolutely beautiful.
They're awesome.
So this is your Springfield GI. 1911 shoots 45. Reliable guns, basically. Your entry-level Springfield that works and will keep working.
Yeah.
You can see it has the GI sights, standard 1911 beaver tail, so it's nothing extended. It's basically your standard GI model,
Yep.
which you can see right from the tag itself is a Springfield GI model. It's basically a replica of the original 1911 that was produced.
Yep. Yeah, I love the 1911. I mean, I have a tactical Rock Island, whatever generic one, but I really like it. It's such a nice gun.
No, there's not a gun that I don't love, but there are a couple guns that have a special place in my heart, and one is a 1911 and one is a Glock.
Yeah. Everybody needs a 1911.
Everybody needs a 1911. It is true. Just like,
I think, at least.
my personal opinion is everybody needs a 1911, everybody needs a Glock.
Yep, I agree. All right, well, I know you got people walking in here. I want to take too much of your time, but
No,
I
absolutely.
appreciate it. And talk to you next time.